Hi again, it's been a while. I haven't had really much time to do anything really, especially with this little tyke on our hands now. Time is precious at the moment, but I thought I'll do another video very quickly. And this video, let's put her down. This video has come about because I can't really go upstairs into the computer room and play games for long periods of time. So what I've decided to do is build a gaming PC for the TV downstairs in the lounge, and bits have arrived. I've got a small case, mini ATX motherboard, I've got a fan, AMD FX 6300 processor, 600 watt power supply, a decent CPU cooler because I'm overclocking this to about 4 gigahertz. I've also bought 8 gig of ballistix crucial RAM, and all that costs about £220. I've got spare fans lying around. I've also got a 1 terabyte fast hard drive lying around, an SSHD lying around as well, and last but not least I have a R9 290 MSI Twin Frozer overclocked edition graphics card. That was just lying around as well. So basically I'm going to put this together, build it, show you what it looks like, and then later on I'll do a few benchmarks and we can have a bit of fun with that. Cheers, see you later. Hello, well here is the finished system. That's the side of the case with a 12-inch fan, which is connected directly to the motherboard. I have a fan at the front and rear, which are connected to these potentiometers to adjust the fan speed. This is the only sort of solution that I could come up with where I had control, other than putting a kind of snazzy thing on the front, which would have cost loads of money. As you can see, there's the graphics card, the GPU. Everything is installed as tidily as is humanly possible. The case is absolutely tiny and everything is just literally squeezed in. So there it is. May as well show you the front. We have a light-on DVD writer, last minute purchase from Amazon. Well, there we have it. So I shall do some benchmarks. I'll either add it to the end of this video, or if I haven't got time, I'll just write the benchmarks into the description below. Well, there you have it, my gaming rig for downstairs. Okay, the system is built. It's now residing behind the telly, out of the way. As you can see, it's clocked to 4 gigahertz, and all the sort of like power saving features have all been turned off, not just in Windows but in the BIOS as well. It's very important you do that. So basically it will run at 4 gigahertz when active, when required, and stay at 4 gigahertz. And if it's not running, then it throttles down to 1.4 gigahertz. So yeah, it's quite important that you get that right. So it took me a few goes. There was a little program that I downloaded and managed to do it from within Windows and disable all the power options in the BIOS. So there's that. In a moment I'll show you the memory. So there is the memory. It's 8 gigs, dual channel DDR3, running at 1600 megahertz. And as you can see, the cast latency, the CL is 9 clocks. So I find I get the best results with 1600 megahertz and 9 clocks as opposed to 1833 or higher, but with higher clocks. So that's what I've chosen there. As you can see, we've got an R9 200 series, this is R9 290, and that will be just clocked at standard speeds. I think that is 977 on this card, with standard memory, which is 1250. So we'll do a few little benchmarks and see how it runs. Okay, here we have my preferred driving position in the benchmark mode, and it is running currently at around 90 frames per second. So that's on high settings. There we go, still hovering around 90. So what we'll do is we'll come back to it when it's over and the final benchmark scores come up. Okay, just a quick show, because it did drop down to around 65 frames per second a moment ago. There we go. So back in a minute when we've got the final results. Okay, so here's the final results. So minimum dropped down to 56, averaged 84, maxed out at 120 frames per second. So not bad at all for a budget system. Right, next benchmark. Okay, we've just done the Unigine Heaven benchmark. It's just completed. As you can see, it was on high settings with normal tessellation. We averaged 87 frames per second. It did dip down to 26.2 frames per second. Maxed out at 182. So that's pretty good. It'll give you some sort of comparison if you want to compare it to your own system. Onwards to the next one. Okay, so here we have Tomb Raider, not the new one, but the previous one to that. And we have got it set on Ultra. So that's Ultra settings, with everything turned on to the max. And we're going to do a benchmark. So let's get down to the benchmark and we'll see how we get on. So at the moment it's running around 70 frames per second. Now some of you may be thinking, well, why don't I just like grab some video footage, which I thought of doing as well, but then it just hits the frame rates, and to be honest it's just much easier at the moment to record the video and have a look at the frame rates as it's running. Much easier when you don't have that much time in your hands. And there we go, so min frame rate 60, max 101, average 79, and that's ultra settings. So not bad at all. I think we'll leave it there. If you want any more tests done, just give me a shout and I'll do my best to find out what I can do for you.